I'm unboxing the LG G5 today. It's a little late. The G6 comes out, in a few months from now, but I was looking around and I thought, why is this on the shelf still? Why don't we unbox it? Whoa. This is a beautiful display. It's a tandem WOLED and it should get super bright. And the reason I'm curious about that is because I just took my S95B out of the basement, put it up to the living room, and now there's sunlight all over it. And I can see the magenta, the picture doesn't look as good when the lights are on. And I really could use 1,000+ nits of SDR. How about you? Let's find out how it looks. Okay, what do we got here? We got our stand. No, this is not the stand at all. So you get your cables all plugged in and then you pop that on. Here's a secret. I don't bother. Put that to the side. I want to see what's in here. We've got this circular thing. What the hell is this for? Also cable cover thing? I'm not sure. It's round. Genuinely no idea, but we're gonna find out together. Also at the top of the box, we've got, the other piece for whatever that thing is. No, this is the remote. Okay. We've got our bolts for anything that we're gonna put together, probably the legs or the feet. We've got our warranty guide and is there like a color accuracy test or anything? Nope, doesn't look like it, that's fine. This is their cool magic remote. One, it's got a scroll wheel on it, which is wild. I don't know when they started doing that. So I don't know if the G4 had this or not, but either way, it's got circular touch, scroll wheel. There's the big AI button, because guess what? This TV's chock full of AI. We're gonna try some of those features. As per usual, a lot of TV boxes these days have, instructions that you should follow. These steps all look like they're done. Take it out of the box, remove the box, get the foam out. Okay, let's get the foam out of here. See you later, foam. It says OLED 65 G4. They didn't update the foam since the G4. What the fuck? Comment down below if you think they're gonna update the foam by the time the G6 comes out, which we will hopefully be reviewing or looking at later this year. I don't think it's gonna be updated. I think it's still gonna be G4. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Big metal base for our stand. Oh, and maybe it is a big column. That was close. I almost dropped the metal out of the package. Oh my God. So it's gonna lay flat on your surface and then you're gonna pop that singular stand. I don't know how comfortable I feel putting a giant 65-inch TV on a column center stand. I'm very much a fan for TVs of legs on either side. I'll do what you tell me to do, LG. And there's instructions on the back. Yep, that is absolutely what we are supposed to do. I am very uncomfortable right now, but that's okay. And it looks like that's it. We'll take the wrapper off and everything. What we're gonna try to do is follow these instructions that tell me to place our two side foams onto the ground. Put the TV onto the two side foams, install the stand, then take it off. I didn't believe in the diagram, and then Brad noticed there's a thing on the ground, and so he also noticed that it kind of looks like the other foam. So you put the foam down, slot the bottoms on, and then it should be a little more stable. I don't know how necessary that is, because these feet seem like they can hold the TV just fine, but when in doubt, follow the instructions. 1, 2, 3. I try to use my legs and knees to keep the other box foam from following it. And then there we go. It's not going anywhere, don't worry about it. The ceiling is dripping water. The lights went out. That's why we're filming over here in the kitchen instead of in the living room. Just work with me here. One thing to note as well, once I get the peel off, this was sent in immaculate condition, but we're pretty sure someone hit it or something while it was waiting to be reboxed. So there's a little mark on the front, not LG's fault, our fault, or someone's. Wow, this is a thick boy. Look at all this aluminum on the outside. I wonder how much of this is heatsink just for how bright this thing's gonna get with the tandem OLED. What is this? This came installed. This is just a little cover for the wall mounting stuff. That is some thick hardware. Ugh, I don't think I've ever felt more uncomfortable in my life installing a TV stand. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this back plate off of here, and then we're gonna attach that to the column and our hefty metal stand. Yeah, I don't understand why we do it this way. Whatever, we'll follow the instructions, but in my opinion, and maybe this is wrong, so maybe you shouldn't do this, but I think it would have been a lot easier to just leave this on and then put the stand up and screw it in. But maybe we'll discover something. Oh, it goes to one of these spots, or wait, what the f? Oh! If this is confusing, it's because it kind of is, but you know, once you do it once, it makes a lot of sense. So these little hooks here, it's gonna slot in to this spot here, and then we're going to then screw the bolts through these holes here. You have multiple height options. Only 2, but you know, it's better than 1. This makes a lot more sense now. At the very least, it's new, and so it's kind of novel to me, so I like it. Okay, wow. So it looks like if you do want to take it off, you just push the clip here. Basically what you got to do is you want to rock it into this like hook, and then rock it forward and push the clip down until it clicks into place. And then the last thing we're going to do, pop our plastic cover on. Oh, but we should probably put the bolts in. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay, so we're going to pull our power cable kind of out of the way, click it here, and then it's actually kind of standing. Maybe this is why they want the foam. All right, we're good. Let's lift it up and put it in place. But not before a word from our sponsor.
Proton. Your information belongs to you, and just like how you can't go snooping through other people's mailboxes, the same level of privacy and security should be extended to your emails. Proton Mail is a secure alternative to other run-of-the-mill email options. Your inbox is protected and not a portal to someone else's business profits. There's nothing like ads, tracking pixels, no email scanning when you switch to Proton Mail, because the right to keep our data to our own shouldn't just disappear because of some random TOS. Check out Proton Mail with our link in the video description and make your inbox yours again.
Get that out of here. It's like a giant monitor, and I don't like it. I don't like how wobbly this is. I'm really against this. I think that if you're gonna get the G5, you can get them without the stand, usually for like $100 cheaper. I don't know if they're still doing that, but if they are, I don't know if I'd bother with this stand, you know? I don't know why they thought it was smart to do this. On a 55-inch or a 48-inch or a 42, I could kind of understand, but I don't, it's safe. It seems like it's not going anywhere. Maybe kicking a console, your TV would jiggle a little anyway on a stand, but like, not if I just tap the edge like this. I don't like it. I don't have to like it. But you know what I do like? All of the I/O. We've got all of our cable management here, including some, you know, handy clips that they've got, and then all of our I/O here and here. There's an IR blaster, antenna, optical digital audio out, 2 HDMI down here, a couple of USB, 2 more HDMI. Number 2 has eARC on it. 1 more USB. There is a peel on the back around the silver frame. The more I look at this silver accent frame, the more I like it. I mean, you're never really gonna see it too much unless you're behind the TV, but yeah, I kind of dig it. And aside from the stand, you know, construction seems totally fine. It's not as like laser thin as a QD OLED is, but I'll be very frank, I feel nervous when I move my TV at home. I feel a lot less nervous about this guy literally bending as I move it, just because of how thick the frame is. The light blinked. The funny thing is we have a different TV back there that also got turned off when I did that. This should be their magic remote, so you can use it as a pointer to just like point at things and click and select. Oh, there's the magic remote stuff going. Okay, sick. Terms and conditions. Ah, that's a lot. The scroll wheel works! Nice. Service area zip code. To be clear, there is a model that comes out in Canada. It's a slightly different model number, but it's basically the same TV. Pretty sure we got an American one. Doesn't really matter. See, even in the stand picture, they show 2 feet, and I don't like the center column. It looks like a giant monitor. Oh my God, it doesn't even look like a TV. It looks like a big fucking monitor. I'm going to turn their AI Picture Pro on, and I'm actually gonna turn the AI Sound Pro on as well. Wow, now the baby looks sharper. This is one of the few things I will actually turn on for the AI settings. LG actually has really good processing, and they've got the Alpha 11 AI Gen 2 in here.
Can you turn it off and on again for the Picture Pro? Whoa.
I don't know if they're just juicing the audio or what the Sound Pro AI stuff is doing, but you know, it sounded better to me, so I'm gonna keep that on as well. I don't know what AC4 audio is, but I do love dialogue enhancement stuff because, you know, a lot of movies really don't sound good if you're trying to listen to what the actors are trying to say. That's why I watch stuff with subtitles. Let's see if I can download Plex. Ah! You do need your LG account signed in if you want to download any of their apps. I went to download Plex. They're hitting me with the account sign in, and there's a device, there's a ThinQ app, and there's a mobile web sign in, but yeah, we got to sign into something. I'm basically just boosting all the brightness and all of the features that it lets me do that in. I'm not saying that this is going to be the most color accurate right now because of the settings I'm enabling, but I think it looks better, personally, and most people do. People like brightness more so than they like even like more color. Like as long as the TV is really bright, it's probably going to impress you. However, when we did test this in filmmaker mode with the settings correct, it measured pretty good. This looks awesome though. As for color accuracy, in filmmaker mode with a few minor adjustments, we're getting a delta E ITP of like 6, with a max of closer to 20. Average of 6 is like very good DE ITP, to be very clear. And so overall, I'm pretty impressed with what I'm looking at right now. Even if this, with all the like dynamic contrast enhancing and everything, is wrong, it still looks really good. Like, and the other nice thing is this supports Dolby Vision, which isn't supported by all other TVs. And we did a whole video on it on LTT. The difference might not be staggering, like SDR versus HDR, but HDR 10 or 10 plus versus Dolby Vision, you do notice a little difference, and DV does look really nice. As for SDR color accuracy, it's also really good. We did a few minor tweaks, but set to ISF expert mode, we're getting under 1 delta E average with a max of just under 3. Very impressive, but TVs have come a long way in these past like 5-10 years. I kind of expect that out of most devices. I mean, maybe not under 1, okay, that's a little extreme, but yeah, it's pretty good. Overall, really solid TV. In SDR, we measured over 1,000 nits of brightness, which is like wild. I think that's actually the brightest SDR display we've ever tested before. And then as for HDR brightness, we measured a whopping 2,500 nits in filmmaker mode. That's a lot. And it really is a testament to just how far TVs have come in these past few years. And you know how else TVs have come a long way? They've got AI now. So I want to press the AI button, which you can also just say, hey LG. That didn't work, it might not be enabled. Don't blame the TV. Press the AI button. Please agree. Oh my God, I have to agree to the terms and conditions to use the voice recognition feature. Of course it does, because it's probably stealing all of my telemetry and it's probably stealing my voice. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I mean, okay, no, I am sure. I don't like it at all. I'm really anti-AI personally. I'm also really anti-spying on me in my home. And I get that you're agreeing to that, but we agreed to like a mini novel worth of things just to enable that. And there was a bunch more that we could have agreed to, like some marketing stuff and more telemetry hooks. Hi LG, turn the volume up. It did it by an increment of 1. Hi LG, turn the volume up 5 points. Okay, it worked that time. Hi LG, I can't really hear. Can you turn the volume up, please? No, give me search results. I've paid, if I bought this TV, the 65-inch is usually something like $3,300 US. It's a pretty expensive display. It's a beautiful, beautiful TV, but it's very expensive. Even the 55-inch is still over $2,000. So like, you're spending a lot of money on this thing. And I get that there's not a lot of like ads per se. It's more just like, here's all your different apps and here's some shows you could watch. That's not too bad. TCL and Hisense have been getting really bad with advertisements lately, so I'm not gonna complain too much here. But like the AI stuff, which you don't have to use, I don't like it at all. I kind of wish they would just ditch it, but that's the way the world's going. Would I buy this TV? At full price, I think that it is worth it for those of you who are looking for like literally the best possible display or one of the best possible displays in that price range when it's brand new. However, a big suggestion I have if you're trying to buy a new television, try to wait until the fall. You will usually get, or even early spring, like of this year, like right now, this is on sale for a lot of money, and it's because the new models are gonna come out soonish, right? The G6 launches in a few months or something like that. So what you'll typically see is in the fall, you'll get their like fall clearance sales and like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, where they're trying to make space for the new TVs. But then later again in the spring, they're gonna try to clear everything out again. And so you're gonna see major deep discounts on TVs that are like this, that are normally very flagship and expensive. So on sale, right now, this is about $1,100 off for $2,300. Sorry, it's $3,400 full price. I bought my TV in the fall. I saved a bunch of money. I highly suggest you do the same thing. If you're one of those people who needs the latest and greatest, then hey, maybe keep watching ShortCircuit and wait until we unbox the G6. Because then we can make the stupid like a G6 plane joke over and over again. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna unbox the TV and I'm gonna say like a G6, like a G6.